right to keep and bear arms. It says the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
The NRA believes that America's laws should be obeyed, and we will defend the right to bear arms
by any means necessary. We will not be docile for our oppressors.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're with the NRA?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a problem?
No.
No, of course not. The NRA thinks that everyone should have guns.
Yes, all my brothers should have guns. And we will not rest until we are roaming the streets heavily armed.
Absolutely. How many brothers do you have?
Our numbers grow daily with every hate crime or case of police brutality.
Good. Why do you want to own guns again?
It's my right.
Right.
Oh, wow. Welcome, everybody, to the Method Lab, to the METHOD Lab. Hopefully, I'm coming into you right now through your Facebook, your internets. Hopefully, you're watching us through all your social media accounts. But most importantly, we want to make sure that you're watching and tuning in to HiddenHardRadio.com. It is the only place you can see us uninterrupted and exclusively, and pretty soon it will be the only place you'll be able to see this show exclusively. And that is because we are making some new changes around here, some new implications, some new things that we're going to be doing and heeding to and taking care of. So more updates on that as the future continues, but just giving you guys a heads up, most of you that do watch this show, we do thank you, and we do love each and every one of you that share and follow this show. But, you know, shows like this, especially on days like this, days like Conspiracy History Thursday, a show like this where everyone hears those pings, those are all the groups that's allowing us to air this show in particular. And it's one of our most controversial shows, yet it's one of our most watched episodes because of the fact that there's so much being shown and told and joked about and talked about on a day like today. It's one of those days where we're not afraid to get political. One of those days where we're not afraid to speak about religion and talk about it on a deep level, trying to understand context and understand, you know, knowledge behind belief in that. You know, everything is more genuine. And then there are some times where we have a little insider experience and we ran it out. And we dropped truth bombs all over the goddamn place. It's insane. I love it. It's one of my favorite days. And today is one of those days. It's going to be one of those Thursdays that I hope people get a little something out of this. If you heard that, that's probably the FBI's tapping the fans. Wire got caught. You know, it's funny, you know, we joke like that, but I'm serious. Like, I've had days like this where people will call and give, like, insight as to what we should talk about and things that we should, you know, bring up on Conspiracy History Thursday. Just the mention of it over the phone gets calls dropped. It's just weird. It's the weirdest shit. It's the weirdest shit. Scary, but, you know, it just goes to show, like, you know, you're hitting some nerve when things like that start popping up. When things like that start happening, you take notice. You take notice. I'm gonna be honest. You're gonna take notice. So it gets strange around here. It gets strange around here come Thursday. But I'm down for it. You're down for it. We're all down for it. You know, I do this with maximum effort each and every day. You know, I will admit there was a time I used to come in to do this show, and I could just wing it. I could just, go off the cuff, throw some topics out there, and just wing it. And it was fine to do that. But at some point in time, you start to love what you do. You love the craft of it. You start having ideas as to how you can really get a message across. And you start to get creative. You start to get innovative. You start to understand because people, the people who watch, they connect with you. When the mic's off and the camera's off, they reach out to you. And they tell you about how you did this and how you spoke on that and how this touched them and this did that and, and a lot of that stuff, when you get feedback like that at such a rate that you're not used to, it does stuff. It does something to you. It makes you aware. It makes you aware. And that's why it's so important that, for the people that do these shows and shows like this, that they hear from the audience sometimes and that they get that feedback, We love when you guys are in the comment section talking that shit, whether you're roasting or you're just in there agreeing with what we saying or disagreeing with what we saying or laughing at stuff. We love it. That's the type of atmosphere we wanted to create, which is something that we could, share, real stuff that's going on. And we feel like we have that here. And it just so happens that on days like today where we share things like that, like the FBI plant, and other truth bombs and things like that happen and go on, it gets a little saucy. It gets a little saucy. And it rubs certain carriers like Facebook a certain type of way. People like YouTube get a little antsy. So, we understand that, we respect that, but we also know that that's what the people want. Mm-hmm. That's what they come to see. That's what they cherish. That's what they love. So regardless of how many bugs and taps they've tapped inside of this here booth, we're going to keep on doing what we're doing. And we're going to love what we do because that's what we love doing. Now that clip, the one that we played before we came in, I love that clip because you can see the fucking terror in their eyes when they realize the full weight of what they're fighting for. And it's very funny to me. I like that. I like that a lot. I think it's hilarious. I was going home yesterday. Once I left here, I was going home, and I saw that the ESPN ESPYs was on last night, and it was hosted by Steph Curry. And Steph Curry, I'd never seen him host anything before, but I thought it was unique that they had him host, especially after winning the championship and, of course, winning Finals MVP, and now you're hosting the ESPYs. And it's funny, and I like when they do this. I love when they actually allow the athletes to do this because it's better this way with them going out there and really just making the NBA look good, but also making themselves look good for other opportunities. For example, they had this guy out here walking around with a drink like he's all sauced up, like he's Dean Martin or whatever, doing wardrobe changes, and he's out there just cracking jokes, monologues, cracking jokes, and most of it is at the expense of the teams he beat. or teams he didn't face. You know, the Warriors have officially proven that this offseason they are on their Nana Boo Boo Sticky Head and Doo Doo tour. Like for everyone that sat there and said after KD left that they were never going to win another championship or go to the finals ever again, they were on their Nana Boo Boo Sticky Head and Doo Doo. We're a dynasty, not you two. And it was, I gotta say, it was a well-deserved motherfucking, championship win. It really was. But watching him on this tear of, going at athletes and stuff, like Draymond with his podcast now, cracking in on Kendrick Perkins. You got Klay Thompson just blitz wherever the fuck he is. All the time, every time. And he don't give a damn. He's just drunk everywhere. He was drunk at the parade. Dropped his championship hat on a speedboat, driving drunk. Then got drunker at the parade. Fell and tackled a woman because he was faded. Damn near dropped some shit. I don't know. That dude was faded. He's damn near been faded every single time I've seen him, and he deserves it. He deserves it. But I was very interested to see what Steph Curry was going to do. And Steph Curry has not seemed to disappoint. I seen this dude in a celebrity golf game that they televised where this man sunk a hole in one. Just like, it wasn't even a hole in one. It was like literally one stroke, but it just popped in. He was already up two, or it was the second stroke, and he just, with a birdie, sunk it from like way the fuck away. Popped in like he does his 3-pointers, and it was nuts. And I'm just like, holy shit, look at the fucking year this guy's having. This guy's having an amazing fucking year. And then I'm strolling down the comment section, and I see this random comment from a lady. It was a young girl that made a comment in there. Oh, he's sinking birdies, but what about Brittany Grenier? She's still locked up. And I was like, what the fuck? Why in the hell is that have to be something that's thrown out there every single time they show an NBA athlete doing anything? I saw LeBron James at the Drew League, and somebody was in there. Well, if LeBron James was locked up, then they would have fucking got him out before Brittany Grenier. And I'm like, what the fuck? I get it. We talked about it on this show. Brittany Grenier is fucking locked up in Russia prison for trying to bring back vape cartridges, which was contraband. I understand. See, it goes on when you say controversial shit. You gotta listen.
Didn't she go there with him?
Yeah, she went. They all went for the Olympics.
So they let her in with him, but wouldn't let her out with him.
She couldn't. They told her it was contraband. They told her this. She tried to just sneak him away in.
Oh,
they
man.
caught him.
See, I didn't know that part.
She tried to basically just tried to. They searched her bag and everything, and they found him, and it was contraband, and so they detained him.
Why?
But here's the thing. I hate the fact that Brittany Grenier is locked up, and yet it's the men's fault. It's the men's responsibility to be the comparison of if one of us was locked up, there would be effort to get him out. No. When Ryan Locke was in that shit that he did for the Olympics, nobody was lifting a finger to get him out but people that knew him that had the connections to do it. See, when you got wealth, you can fight that shit. Brittany Grenier is in the WNBA. It's not my fault that she's not paid as much as LeBron James. That's your fucking fault.
I ain't paid as much as LeBron James.
Bill Burr has a stand-up called Red Rock. He raised a very interesting point. He said, for all these fucking people that's chiming out there about comparisons to LeBron James's contracts as compared to popular WNBA players, he was like, how the fuck can we all just sit there and watch ESPN and all the news pundits and all these men actually sit on fucking air for 24 hours and pretend like they didn't know the answer? He said, when you look at an NBA game, don't even matter if the team fucking sucks. Half the damn stadium is filled. For their most popular WNBA team, half the stadium is filled. That's for their most popular. Barely half of the stadium is filled. For all those people that sat there and was actually making those comparisons and chiming in about Brittany Grenier, do y'all even watch the WNBA? Do y'all go to any of the fucking games? Name 5 top WNBA players right fucking now. I could wait.
I ain't got that kind of time.
Men watch basketball and we immerse ourselves in it. We follow it faithfully. Even when they do dumb bullshit and get locked up, we follow it.
So the LGBTQHIP community don't support the WNBA?
Exactly. They got televised games, and yet more women watch reality show bitches than they do WNBA games. They would rather watch, instead of watching a fucking team of women come together for a common goal and a victory and a shot at fucking excellence, you want to watch these two bitches fucking tear each other down and call out abortions and sleep with each other's men and just call each other bitches and skanks. You'd rather see that shit. It's the truth.
They want to see drinks get thrown, not free throws.
Right. Men ain't watching that shit unless y'all force them to. Women are the highest demographic.
Or we heard titties came out.
Exactly. Women are the highest demographic of absorbing entertainment culture today. Everything right now is catered towards women and the LGBTQ community. Men make up a minute fraction because men are actually watching certain things, little small things like sports, occasional guy-related shows or whatever. Most of the stuff they're watching is with y'all. Y'all are controlling the remote control because y'all have control of what's coming out. Everything is geared towards what can we get women to come to. Not just any women, black women. Because white conservative women want to go see shit like Madea. They love it. They love it. Every damn near conservative or progressive liberal person wants to go see a Tyler Perry movie.
And then they ask their one black friend, do you have a Madea?
Exactly. They want to be down. It's trending like that. It's always been like that. It's always going to be like that. When you look at the WNBA, there are majority of excellent players playing on that in that fucking league. They have the respect of the NBA players. NBA players, superstars, come out and support their games. Not only do they come out and support their games, they come out trying to get y'all to go. Men are more supportive of their fucking league than you are. They'll sit there and actually compare LeBron James and say, how does he get that salary and yet such and such can't? Because your ass don't buy tickets. Because your ass don't go to the games. Because your ass don't even know who the fuck is up. Who's your local team? Who's your local WNBA team, if you got one? Hell, you can't even name them. You know, watch y'all say some shit like Florida Mystics. Like, it's some goofy shit.
I wanna see what's the name team though. I ain't never seen them. What they call the Brew City Bruisers or something like that. The roller derby.
Roller derby.
Yeah.
We support the shit out of them.
I wanna see a fight.
You know?
Do they be fighting?
Sometimes, yeah.
We went to go see a hockey game and I was disappointed.
Yeah.
They didn't fight. What's the purpose of going to see hockey if they ain't gonna fight?
It depends on the team.
I went for a fight and it wasn't one fight.
See?
I was far enough away not to get hit in the face with a puck.
You know what's funny?
I'm starting to think that only happened on TV.
Bill Burr made this joke. He was like, you know how fucking... He's like, you knew how they knew WNBA wasn't going to be a threat? He's like, the NBA had to go into a bubble to play basketball. WNBA, they could play in full stadiums. Nobody caught COVID. Wow. There was not enough people around to catch it.
That's fucked up.
When you go into a game and the most they have is 300 people in an arena.
Well, I was just going to say, what do they play at? The college gym?
Might as well. If you're going to draw numbers like that, come on.
300 seats. That's a local high school.
You know? People knock Brittany Grenier because in Arizona, they came out to their games. See, other cities and stuff like the West Coast, they do that shit. Everywhere else, nope. Houston, they do. LA, they do, they try. Phoenix, oh yeah. New York, yeah. That's why most of the times in those finals, you see them.
I could believe Phoenix came out just for the AC.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. They ain't dumb.
They said that arena got AC.
Let me tell you something.
Let me get a family pack.
Right. They be in Phoenix straight players about the shit, okay? They be straight players. Them brothers out there know when they going out there and yes, the season be over and then there's the WNBA season going on. Like you said, that's got AC and women. And drinks. Oh, we in there. We in there. We in there. That's why the games be lit. You know? That's why those players like playing there. Brittany Grenier like playing there. Shit. That's probably where she met her wife. Shit get down. I'm telling you. Y'all don't know what y'all missing.
Do her wife be like, they've been doing interviews or something? I didn't even know she was married or had a wife.
Yeah. She's been writing letters and petitioning and, you know. And as far as like interviews, I think she sat down with like newspapers and maybe some magazines. But as far as like interviews, not yet. Now that's something that, like I said, it's unfortunate. It really is. And my heart goes out to her. But this ain't no case of just like, you know, Unless it is, but as far as I know, as far as the details is, she got busted with contraband. You can't just roll like that.
I take it it's not just a ticket.
Mm-hmm. Regardless of whether it's for anxiety or for melatonin, it don't matter.
Now, you know what we got to start doing before we travel anywhere? Researching the laws of the place you going and the places you passing through. It sound like a headache, but it's going to be a worse headache if you get caught bogus and get arrested.
Exactly. Y'all better learn about, if it's that important to have, ship it.
Right.
Ship it.
What?
Even when I go out of town nationally, if there's any big purchases I need to make, ship it. When I went out for Thanksgiving and I was out in Arizona, you know, Airbnb with my family, and we was in a resort just chilling and kicking it, and we had the Thanksgiving. That Black Friday, I'm online. That you know, on the Cyber Money, just online. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get them packages. Ship it. Ship it. I was hitting it up, man. You have to get into that mode, because that whole I'm gonna carry it on luggage with me and everything, like that shit is dead, fam. Especially if you're in a high profile athlete. It don't matter if you got 200 to 350 people coming to the stadium. You're a well-known name. She knows this. She should know better, and if she didn't, there should be better handlers on that team as far as an organization that should have made this aware. You do not get on that plane with contraband. Vape cartridges are explosives. They are packs. They go with, you know, those things. They're labeled as explosives. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. There's a way you do things. There's a baggage that you get checked that goes on the plane with you. And there's a baggage that you get your check in early on, and that goes in the undercarry. You want to take this shit on the plane with you, and you got caught, and it's fucked up. Because in certain areas, yeah, that might not be a thing, but Russia don't fuck around. And I mean, in all honesty, you know, people want to put it down as like maybe she was being targeted, and you know, you gotta realize, man, people that's big to you here are not that big everywhere else, or maybe bigger than you think. Like Brittany Grenier trying to prove that that's, you know, what it is. That's a hell of a conspiracy theory that you'd have to run by me. And make sure you got enough yarn to connect the dots. But as far as I'm concerned, the only conspiracy to me is, why isn't it that she doesn't have an attorney that can go over there, you know, because they'll have the clearance. They'll have the full support of the fucking league. But an attorney, someone that can work that out, that can work on that case. Hopefully she has that. You know? But you won't win that for her by pointing at the male counterparts that are on the other opposite league that actually do the supporting. Like, when are you guys going to pick up your end of the couch? like for real. Quit yelling at the guys like, you're doing it wrong. Just pick up your end of the couch We'll adjust it before we move. Just pick up your end of the couch and let's move this shit. You can't be on the other side yelling about your degrees and your fucking what you've accomplished and what you saw on Oprah's show and the network and what you read on Twitter. Just fucking pick up your end of the couch. If you want to be equal, you have to support your shit equally. That's the thing about equality. It's strange. It's strange because the equal thing about it is you have to separate yourself and then get on a level playing field without your opposition. You can't sit there and say that men are holding you down in sports when they're fucking dominating on entertainment television right now. Mm-hmm. There are women executives running fucking studios, major motion picture studios. There are fucking women that are executive producing shows. There are women that are judging and creating shows. There are women that are dominating and creating their own reality TV shows and dominating that market with a fucking passion. And you mean to tell me y'all can't get 8,000 of you heifers to come to a goddamn WNBA basketball game to watch two women go at it?
I know how to get them there.
What?
Tell them they baby daddy there with her friend.
Ooh, now we talking. Now we talking. And you know what's funny? Women sit there and they will say stupid shit like there's nothing to do in a city or there's no place where you can see attractive men. Go to a WNBA game.
Hey, I be hearing that, right? Like people always be like, ain't nothing to do, ain't nothing to do, ain't nothing to do. But then every day Gotti come here back every week talking about what him and his kids went to go do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it.
So I don't get it.
Maybe y'all just boring.
And it's always some stuff I never heard of.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, there's so much that goes on. It's just, motherfuckers are just not that interesting. They're not interested in being interesting.
It's just not what's going on that they want to do.
Because they never heard anyone else do it before. Yeah. So it's like a whole thing of, oh, you did what? They got that here? Oh. I'll go if somebody else go. Like, one of them type of shits. This is driving me crazy. It's like, nah, take a chance. Go out there and do it. Go out there, make something happen, and see what happens. Because you never know. Sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith and just see what happens. Like Steph Curry did when he just stepped out there and, you know, was a host for the ESPYs.
Now, that's the one who had the lonely wife?
Yeah.
Did she go with him or she was left alone?
She was there.
She getting all the attention she need now? She cool?
Oh, she cool as fuck. You know what's funny? There was a clip they were playing when he won the championship. He was celebrating and stuff, and he hugged her. She ran up to hug him, and you know he hugged her and kissed her, everything. You know he had his moment because he was crying and stuff, and he was so happy. But he wanted to, you know, like hug her, move on, and hug, you know, celebrate with some more people. And she just wouldn't get out of his face. It was as if
did he?
No, because it was as if, I wanted him to. I was like, anytime that he kept looking past her. He kept looking past her because he was like high fiving and trying to move forward. But she was just in front of him like, oh my God, babe, you did it. You fucking did it. You fucking did it. Like she wanted to, like it was so crazy because it was like she wanted to be seen.
Trying to share that moment.
Yeah, she wanted to be seen having that moment. And she didn't realize the moment ended when he hugged you and kissed you. And now he's ready to go have those moments everywhere else. Because it's like, hey, we did this the first time.
It was a moment.
It was a moment. This is my fourth one. And this means, yeah, you know this means the most to me. But, you know, like, come on, I'm trying to, you know, share this with other people. And you just You trying to, you know,
I gotta pass the trophy for they can take their pictures now. Hell out the way.
This is not the time for you to give me a speech. Like right now, you gotta move. Get the fuck out the way, Draymond. Like, come on. And it was so random, and it was funny, and everybody. Not a lot of people saw it, but it was enough people that saw it because they clipped it. Of course, you know, black folks, we mean as fuck. We was mean as hell to her. We'll fucking clip that shit and share that shit. Like, look at her being thirsty. Look at her. Look at her thirsty ass. And it was funny because when they did the ESPYs, they clipped her again because, you know, she showed up on the red carpet and stuff. And she's got the gorgeous dress, beautiful fucking black and diamond crusted dress and shit. I'm like, oh, shit. So, she, you know, she came out looking great. And, of course, they came out together. And Steph is so fucking funny. So fucking funny because he knows his wife. He knows how she is. And he's on his level. Like, he's like, man, I got this shit. Don't worry about her. So I was going down the red carpet and everything. Niggas stopped to take pictures. Of course, they want to snap pictures of him because he's the host. And they want to snap pictures of him with her. He goes, he's taking the pictures with himself and stuff, with himself and her and everything, and he's just like, yeah. He's like, all right, now go ahead. And then he dips back. And they, you know, they're thinking like, okay, he's gonna stop to take pictures of himself. No, he moves out the way and says, all right, now there you go. Like, tell him, go ahead, take pictures of her. like he already know this is what she want.
He like, get his wife some attention.
Go ahead, just give it to her. Just give it to her. You're going to get shots of me. Don't worry about it. Just go ahead and give it to her. He's so comfortable, even with the shit, knowing how she is, knowing how the shit she say, the goofy fucking shit, all that shit. Her attention, her little dreams, everything. He knows the situation and how she got with him and why she with him and everything like that.
He love her for something.
He love her for something. As long as she's doing that something, that's all that matters to him.
Yeah. The rest he could live with.
The rest he could live with. And sometimes you got to be like that. You got to take your risk. He jumped out on a limb for this girl and said to her, you know, I really like you. I'm feeling you and everything. And she turned him down because she was with a guy that had a future. He was set. And that dude went off, and he made that future happen. And he dumped her. And she came all the way back home.
To the guy she rejected.
North Carolina. And she, no, because he was off in Davidson doing his thing. He was in college. He was balling out of control.
Oh, he went back.
He was back there, and he was the man. He was glowing up and stuff, and he saw her. Not as high and mighty as she was before. And
still wanted her.
What he did do, he wasn't that. He humbled her. Because he could have came back and jocked on her ass, and instead, he talked to her about her faith. He was a church boy. And the funny...
I'm really, really fighting the urge to say, pussy.
Because I swear to you, when I heard this, I said, he went over there and started talking about Jesus, and she threw that thing on him. And that boy said, hallelujah. You want to come with me? I'm going to go on stage. She said, amen. You know, the wing and the prayer, they took off. Wow. I'm telling you. Now, when you look at him now, the risk that he's taking, he's a little more confident. He's walking around with a little extra sauce in him, a little extra swag in him now. It affects people sometimes when you take a risk and it pays off. You got to take risks. Like some of these people we're going to play. For example, I got, let's give them 2, or actually, no, not 2. 3 through 6. Let's take a look at Steph Curry and how his risk paid off, and let's take a look at some of these other people who took risks and believe in taking risks. Let's take a look at them and check it out. See how it pays off for them.
I am the second NBA player to host this award show, which is kind of crazy to think about. LeBron James, he hosted this award show back in 2007 after losing in the NBA Finals. So yes, you guessed it. This feels better. This feels better.
Why does it seem like the further we go back in history, the more advanced we were? You're telling me people were so primitive they took a hammer and chisel and made this? This temple right here was made in the 11th century in India, so it's about 1,000 years old. Look at the structure and the design. Look at the detail on these carvings. Almost as if it was made with a laser. I mean, it just looks like laser-cut precision. What's interesting to me is even with our modern technology, we can't even replicate what they built back then. How is that possible unless they had technology that was better than ours? This right here is a real hieroglyph in Egypt. It looks like some type of generator or quantum computer or big old light bulb or something. What if the ancient people were a lot more advanced than us? That's usually how human advancement works. Human technological advancement is not linear. It's a roller coaster. We go to the Golden Age, then the Dark Age, the Golden Age, then the Dark Age. This is known as the Colossus of Rhodes. It's a 104-foot bronze statue. But we went from the Golden Age to the medieval Dark Ages. Scientists still can't figure out how the pyramids were built. They could just guess. So are we in the post-apocalyptic era?
One of the arguments you hear in opposition to talking to young children or to teaching elementary level school children about racism or the history of racism in America is the argument goes something along the lines of, well, you're going to make white kids feel bad about being white. What is your response to that?
Well, I would say those people are most concerned about our teaching of slavery. So let's just talk about slavery.
Sure.
If we teach white kids about slavery, we're going to teach them that there were white people who enslaved people and there were black people who were enslaved. And we're also going to teach them that there were white people and black people who challenged and fought against slavery. And so my question back to them would be, why can't we allow white children to identify with white abolitionists? And you know, and also it demonstrates to me that these folks recognize that kids are not colorblind and that how we shape the curriculum impacts our children. So then why aren't they concerned about how black kids feel when they're not represented in the curriculum?
Oh dear God.
He died. He dead. Mama, help!
Usually when shit like that happens, you end up gotta eat a calf muscle or something.
Yeah.
For all y'all out there, make sure that you are putting this on your calendar because this Saturday is the Car Wash Fundraiser Car Show. That's right. Your Move MKE Incorporated, along with HiddenHeartRadio.com, the Pulse of the City, and La Bodega Cafe, is also making sure that you put it down that we are putting on the Car Wash Fundraiser Car Show this Saturday. That's right, July 23rd. From 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., you can come down, get into the raffle, hang with the boom box, get into some food. We got the balloon house going down. It's going to be a car show and car wash fundraiser. So if you got your Cash App, make sure you hit them with it. If you got your PayPal, make sure you hit them with it. If you want to bring cash, make sure you hit them with it. Okay? It's all going down. It's for a great cause. It's for Your Move MKE Incorporated. which is a great fundraising faction, as well as with HiddenHeartRadio.com and also La Bodega Cafe, bringing you the livest jams and yams that you're going to hear. You know we're going to have food going down. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great time. Bring the kiddos, bring the family, bring your abuela, bring everybody. Bring them all. Bring Gaga Mima, all of them. And come on down, man. Hang out with us. It's going to be a great time, a lot of fun. And that's going on this Saturday. So if you're not doing anything between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., you know where to come down. It's going to be right here, 731 West Historic Mitchell Street. So you make sure you come around back through the alleyway. You'll know us because you can hear us. Trust me, and you'll hear us.
Just follow the aroma.
Exactly.
And
Follow
the
the
sound.
aroma and the sound. And you'll see it all going down. So that's right. Kick it with us.
And don't nobody touch the food until I get my plate.
Man, I love it. That's one of the things I love when we do events, man. We always manage to pick people who put their heart and soul into the food. They just love what they do.
Hey, I'm going to tell you a funny story, right? And my homeboy Mike Skrill listening, he cracking up. We go with one of the other homeboys to his wife-in-law, or his mother, I said wife-in-law, to his mother-in-law, like, gathering or whatever at the bar. Now, this some older folks.
Right.
So they done cook. I'm talking about it look like a buffet in there. The table's long, and they going in two directions. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's what we went for, to go eat and whatnot, right? Kick it with them and eat. So while we there, one of the guys, I think he's going through something. His girl rushing him to get on home. So, he putting the rush on everybody. But, I drove my own self. So I'm like, man, y'all go ahead. I'm straight. I'm standing in the food. He like, "Side, man, you don't even know these people. I ain't got to know them. I know how old folks cook. This is an old school get together. This blues playing in there."
Hell nah.
Yeah, they left me, y'all, but I got full.
Now,
I was not leaving without my plate.
I bet. That's like Denzel said, I'm leaving here with something. I came all this way. I'm leaving here with something. I ain't leaving here empty-handed. I'm leaving here with something. You know? That's crazy. A lot of my life mantras have always been through, like, mostly older black men that I look up to or try to emulate or have, like, a deep reverence of respect for. And it's funny because I heard a saying that I haven't heard since I was younger. Someone said, U-Hauls don't follow hearses. And I used to hear that as a kid. And I always thought it was a funny little saying. And you don't really realize until you get older what that really means to you. Because you always think it's just some slick shit to say to somebody. Like it's an insult. U-Hauls don't follow hearses. Which, if you don't quite understand what that means in a slick jive-ish way, it's like saying that you can't take it with you when you go. U-Hauls don't follow hearses. When hearses drive off to the cemetery, your shit is not being tagged along in a U-Haul unless that's something that you added to your fucking your death wish. Because some of these people just want to be propped up as a damn diorama in their casket area, I guess, nowadays. But most of the time it hasn't been done, so it's unheard of. So yet, black folks have not figured out how to do that shit yet. And thank God we haven't. Because I've seen us do some extravagant shit for prom. I don't even want to imagine what the fuck these motherfuckers gonna do for their fucking funeral. Like, I seen a chick get dropped off in a glass casket at her prom.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a chick get dropped off at a glass casket at her prom. She was brought to prom in a glass casket.
Not a chariot, but a casket.
A glass casket, yes. Like Sleeping Beauty.
Okay, what was did you get this concept? Like did you get her to explain this to you?
She actually, the whole thing was supposed to be like Sleeping Beauty. So basically, it was a whole stunt move where she's delivered in this glass casket, right? Then her date or her Prince Charming is supposed to, like, you know, show up dressed and everything. Supposed to kiss her on the lips. She wakes up and then they go to prom. All this just to not only do a dress reveal for her friends and everybody that showed up, because when they do prom, it's like a red carpet. I don't know how everybody else do. White folks are more. See, I hate to be that kind of dude because I'm not a comedian. Although I have been mistaken as some on Instagram. I'm starting to get that a lot. People are mistaking me as a comedian. But white folks, when they go to proms, it's simple. Their dress reveal is more family. It's intimate. It's at the house. And then you show up and they have a red carpet. And everybody says, hi, I love your dress. They say that when they come up to you. Black folks, no. Black folks, we show up as if the red carpet is like a fucking freestyle battle. There's a gathering of well-dressed people who have showed up, and now it's all about the presentation. See, when you show up with your dress and everything, you leave home, and everybody at home has somehow brain trusted together to make this happen. More than likely, not a man was involved, unless he might have been gay. But most of the time, or he sold drugs. Most of the time, it's mostly women. It's a lot of women with other sisters and shit, and older daughters. But they put together a whole fucking presentation for how you gonna show up and kill these hoes. That's how they say it. How you gonna kill these hoes when you show up. So, they will do things like have you show up inside of a glass casket. Or they will have you show up in a box that says Barbie or your name on it and have you present it like you're a mannequin, and then they open the box with the ribbon and everything, and then you just come alive and come walking right out in your new Louis Vuitton dress that was sewn together with other Louis Vuitton dresses. Like, we have...
I'm still trying to get the concept of Sleeping Beauty and graduation.
Prom.
Prom.
Yeah. This is prom.
Now I really ain't gonna get it because I was almost there. I'm like, well, maybe she was getting awakened into a new life or something. But this wasn't even graduation. This was This was a party.
Exactly.
It's just a party.
They had homecoming dances. They had snowball dances. They've had all Valentine's, Sweetest Day dance. This is prom, and they pulling shit like this. Watch. Wait till next year. Wait till next time, and just look up prom season. Don't even wait. Look up prom season, and just look at how outrageous motherfuckers show up and show out. They will show up. I've seen girls show up literally. The train for their dress is not even as long as the train for their hair. There are people that are carrying their hair. Their hair, sire. Their hair. This shit is like coming to the wedding at Zamunda. We show the fuck out. Like, the shit is incredible. It's damn near inspiring, but almost outrageously comical, because you like, come on, what fucking parent signed off on this shit? Like, I'm still trying to imagine in my head, what parent said, yeah, my baby's showing up to prom in a glass casket? And you don't think nothing could go wrong with that? What if they don't make it out that bitch by the time they get there? What if a train is driving by and they can't get to the prom on time? The girl run out of air.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck how is she, what are you thinking about this? I mean, what happens? No one, like, there's no one that will sit there and swear up and down and say, you know what? When my daughter grows up, I'm going to hire 11 Greek motherfuckers to carry her in like Cleopatra. And I'm going to build a whole little Ark of the Covenant, like sleigh chariot for her. And I want them to deliver her to Johns Hopkins High School. And I'm going to put her in a Nefertiti sheer cloth and everything. She's going to show up there looking like Imani. She's going to look like Naomi Campbell's fucking evil twin sister. Like, there's no one that thinks like this. No one. And if you do, that's because you didn't do shit for prom. Like, the shit is outrageous, but it's funny as hell. I'm telling you, hashtag prom photos, the shit, or prom reveals and all that shit. They have clips of how motherfuckers show up and just in the craziest of ways. Creative, don't get me wrong, creative, and the guy just standing there. The guy just showed up. The guy only focused on, hey, I came dressed sharp in the car. That's it. It never changed. The guy has always been about, she got a corsage, but, you know, she want to show up on this damn horse. I don't know. She painted it like a unicorn. She gave it wings and stapled it to him. I don't know. When she get here, I'm going to put the corsage on and get this shit over with. They only care about the suit and the ride. And whatever the fuck happens after that. That's it.
Am I getting some tonight?
That's it. Exactly. That's how the dudes are. It's a rite of passage. They don't give a fuck that they date wanted to come in and be helicopter parachuted in and bungee down and slip into her dress in one stroke. They don't even care. They like, as long as she survive and as long as I get some by the end of the night. That's exactly how they are. You know the shit I had to go through to get this car? Fuck her dress, this car, motherfucker. Do you see this?
The wheels.
The fucking wheels. I can't even fuck around tonight. Like,
it's got to be worth a dick suck.
You know what I'm saying? You see the fucking leather? Oh man! As soon as you see it, you should just drop me. You should just drop me now. I'm telling you, people will lose their fucking mind, man. Prom is terrible. That's how, and you know what's crazy? It's like that all over. It's like that all over. That's why, you know, even as parents, we look at that shit and we're just like, God damn, like this is ridiculous. This is just nuts. Because if we never went that far and took it that far, we're not thinking that it would go any further. And then you look at the teenagers get older, and they're doing stuff, and you're like, yeah, this is gonna get ugly. This is gonna get real ugly. Like, I would love for things to have been as simple as it been for my family. You know, when they were growing up, you know. It was simple. You go to prom, you just showed up. That's it. You got your dress, you got your car, you got your ride there, you got your outfit, you got the corsage, you got the date.
You know, I have no true understanding of none of that. Because my prom and all that experience was done watching people go on Maury and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I missed that. I went to prison in high school. So I missed all that. I have no idea what that shit feel like or why it's so important and none of that. Like, I used to sit there and watch Maury and all that shit for the people trying to get prom dresses and all that, what they was going through and all that. And I just didn't get it. To me, it was like just a big-ass party. Like, what y'all doing all that for a party for?
See, and that's the thing. Prom is that. It's a big-ass party. But it's the exclusive party that's supposed to be for juniors and seniors. So juniors and seniors, basically, it's like, and this is the weird thing, because juniors and seniors would date. They would. It would be a lot of times juniors and seniors would date. So if you were a junior and you're dating your senior, this was like your last
We
final.
was setting them up, allowing that to happen.
Yeah.
Because then the next year, when he graduate, y'all was going to put a case on him for messing with an underage girl.
Mm-hmm. Mostly a girl he slept with at prom the year before. Because a lot of times, that was like seen as your really big night to say goodbye. They gave you a romantic
And what better
night.
way to say goodbye?
Better way to say goodbye. Hey, we got this gym party we doing.
Than
and
saying hello.
we know you're gonna probably try to spike the punch and shit, and then you're probably gonna do a after prom party at somebody's house or some hotel or some shit and do stuff. We added condoms by the entrance. Like it's really it's weird. It's kind of cringy when you think about it.
Man.
The schools give you like a date night. It's like a whole conjugal visit, damn near.
Man, but that whole experience is about to be corrupted in some places, if not everywhere.
Oh yeah,
because of a new thing that's happening.
Ooh.
Where they are gonna be allowing, if not have already started, for you to change the sex on your birth certificate.
That's gonna open a can of worms.
Yeah.
That's gonna open a can of worms. If that's allowed, that now means you can change and alter whatever, and everybody's gotta abide by
I
it.
mean, you can lie and ain't nobody gonna know.
Mm-hmm. But now, that's a Pandora box, though, because if you're going to allow that, then that means you got to allow for us to alter other things to our birth certificate, too. If you're going to alter our gender and say that that's fair game
X
to do,
is race.
Might as well be race. And we know that will be something that will be implemented, of course, to help powers that be. But I know damn well y'all ain't going to let my black ass claim to be white.
I feel like doing it anyway.
That's right. It's worth a shot. It's worth a try.
And not just any kind of white. I'm going to claim to be some elite, old money.
I claim to be a Rothschild. I identify as a Rothschild. I'm sorry. Suck my dick. Suck my dick around the world. Don't care.
I want my cut.
Yeah, I identify as a billionaire.
Yeah, he said he slept with my mom a long time ago. They both dead. Ain't nothing we could do about it. Give me mine.
You're gonna have to take my word for it, asshole. That's the way the world works.
It works for the $5 Indians.
Right. Which also reminds me, I'm 74.5% Cherokee, so I don't want that Native American money too. Yeah. Casino money. Look it up.
Which tribe got the biggest casino? Yep, that's me.
Yep, that's me. I identify as them too. Keep them checks coming.
Hey, right. Like I belong to 2 big casino tribes.
Right. I'm mixed.
Trying to double down on the check.
Right. I'm mixed.
I'm whole chunk and no nighter.
Right. I'm an important person. Don't you think? You see how I roll.
I'm about 50,000 Potawatomi, 20,000 check.
About $39,000 whole chunk. About $82,000 worth of Potawatomi.
And just in case, you can sprinkle a little Sonola Cartel in there.
Right. Go ahead, hook that up. Seminoles. Like, this is so funny, man. That type of shit, man. That's just that's what's next. It's got to be. You can only allow for so much. And see that right there. That's where shit goes too far. because when you start trying to alter things,
Man, there's people in prison for that.
you know what I'm saying? When you start trying, and see that's one side being too greedy. That's what that shit is. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to, want to identify as what you want to identify as. But when you start allowing the notion of now we can alter the birth certificates to say that too as well. Now you're playing a dangerous game. Now you're playing with things that are there for a reason. And you're setting the ground stages for some mistakes and some processes to now fall through the cracks. And you're playing with people's lives when you're doing that. Because now that can be used for, it could be used for someone that obviously wants to identify and wants that on their birth certificate as well. And that could work for them. But the double side to that coin is the fact that now that puts things at a disadvantage for people who, say, for instance, commit crimes. Changing the gender of someone, especially if they've done that after the fact that they've changed their gender after they've committed some type of crime, makes it a lot harder for someone to catch them. Because even if you died, they could identify you through your dental records, and they can always trace it back to your birth certificate, which would tell them, yep, that's so-and-so from so-and-so, male.
Now, I wonder if it's going to be something on there that say remix. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
you got to have like an asterisk there that says they changed their gender at such and such time. You're gonna have to be as smart as possible with that. There has to be something in there that states that you changed your gender. You cannot just change it on the birth certificate and it just say, yep, that's what I identify as now. Well, as of what day? Because if it's a day before your ass talked to me, we got a problem.
Oh, man, you made me think of Nephew Tommy and his prank calls, man. I'm going to have to play that one day on the morning show. Okay. Hey, the morning shift. He had one where he called this dude to tell dude that his wife was really his long-lost brother.
Oh, hell no. He played too much.
Man, he is hilarious.
Oh my God, Nephew Tommy's stupid. Yeah, you gotta bring that in.
Man.
You know, here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, all day today we've had U.S. fighter jets flying overhead, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth over Milwaukee. And I mean, they're not just flying and jetting by; they're flying very low, like just above our buildings.
Yeah.
And everybody's feeling it. Everybody's wondering what the fuck is going on. Is this an advertisement? We don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe
as long as it ain't some mad dude ready to crash into something.
Right. As long as, yeah. But for the most part, you know, they do have, like, you know, air shows that take place around here, and sometimes they come through and do little stunts and stuff like that, especially during the summers.
Practicing.
So, yeah, practicing and whatnot. So, you know, Top Gun 2 came out, so
they shouldn't do that over water.
That's what I would think. I would think they would do it over there.
Why would you want to practice? Why you want to practice over Mitchell Street?
They really wanted to fly. Right, they flew over Mitchell Street and over fucking Wisconsin Ave. I'm like, really? Over the Pfizer? Like, there ain't no game going on. What the fuck are y'all doing? They didn't even do that over by, they even went through as far as over Miller Parkway. And it's just like, oh, you guys are really just doing tricks and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? Y'all having happy hour? What the fuck is this? But it was weird. They were doing like barrel rolls and stuff like that. And I saw that they just flew over the Hilton downtown. And it was like, it wasn't even like high above. It was like low. Like you could see the lettering. It was big as hell. You could see the plane just over the building. So I was like, okay, that's unusually close. I've never seen a jet plane fly that close.
What kind
before.
of part of the trick is that?
Right, like what the fuck is you doing? And then I saw another one come out and it was like it was chasing it, so I was like, oh, that's different. That's a different thing I've never seen before. That's an odd way to recruit people to go to the Air Force. I didn't know you could do things like that. maybe that's something we can do now. They're just looking for pilots. just looking for good old pilots. But yeah, that's something you'll also hear in the background. Jets, Viking fucking fire jets, as Jill would say, flying over the fucking city, and it's a little nerve wracking. We're not quite sure what it means.
Man, somewhere in the hood is somebody right now like, man, that's the feds.
Right. They said the fucking fighter jets after us, cuz. Fighter jets after us, cuz? Hell yeah, cuz. We moving weight. Nigga, I sell about $1 gram a day. What the fuck you talking about? Where ain't you moving? Man, we moving weight, cuz. You know, this country has like a lot of run-ins with the law. A lot of run-ins with the law. Some funny, some a little, you know, extra. But we do. We have a lot of different run-ins with the law. And a lot of different dealings with breaking the law. Or walking that line between breaking the law and not. There is a certain level of, you know, aggression that comes with that. There's a certain level of disdain that comes with that. But, you know, it happens. We get examples of that every day. And it just so happens, I brought some of those examples in today. Sire, if you would, let's give them videos 7 through 18. Or actually, yeah, 7 through 18. And let's take a look at some of these people who have their dealings with the law.
Listen, man, you gotta give me something.
I didn't do shit. I don't want to talk. I didn't do nothing, bro. I'm just here because y'all said y'all was looking for me, bro.
Well, here's the deal. We have evidence of you being the last person at the crime scene.
I didn't shoot nobody, bro. That's what I'm saying. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing.
Listen, I know you didn't do this, but I need names.
I'm not no fucking snitch is what you don't understand, bro. Like, bro, this is my best fucking friend, bro. I can't, bro.
Marquez Jackson?
Yes, bro. I don't be fucking like shit, bro. Like, he's my brother.
If you were jail time, man.
Look, he just had 2 babies. No, bro. No, he can't go to jail.
Who's he? That's Avon Perkins?
Perkinson. Bro, I'm not saying shit over, bro. Like, I'm done with it, bro. Man, don't be on no gangster shit. All this is credit card.
Got cigarettes now.
I didn't know somebody else need to look at it. Zach, hold on. I know what you're thinking, but the music is a cover-up. Don't know P.G. through Atlanta without him knowing it. Remember I said that. And my mama done bought where you from him, too. You might need to look into her.
Vegas police called this judge's words both offensive and problematic. I want you to listen to what you think.
You're a black man in America. You know you don't want to be nowhere where cops are. Listen, I listen to you. You listen to me. You know you don't want to be nowhere where cops are. Because I know I don't. And I'm a middle-aged, middle-class black woman. I don't want to be around where the cops are because I don't know if I'm going to walk away alive or not.
Yo, you're broken. Hello.
Yo, under arrest.
I'm recording.
Hey, y'all see the police doing to me. Don't record. Kick that motherfucker in the back of his neck. Just kick him and run.
I hope your camera's on because you didn't.
Yo, sister, loosen up. Loosen up.
Loosen up. Please do.
Sister, relax.
Please. That's a girl, too, by the way. That's a girl, by the way. I hope you got
Oh, wait a minute.
That's Styles P.
Back up. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the locks.
Hold on. I gotta bag this up.
Yo, you're broken. Hello.
Yo, under arrest.
I'm recording. recording. I'm recording. He's I know he is.
No, keep recording.
I'm recording.
Yo, keep recording.
This is out in Yonkers.
Yo, sister, loosen up. Loosen up.
He happened to be out in the street and saw this happen.
Please. That's a girl too, by the way. That's a
Hey,
girl.
and he giving some jewels to him, right? Because, you know, that's Styles, man. He from the streets. He done been off into some mess. He done got arrested a time or two before. He giving her jewels. He like, loosen up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just let it happen.
Right.
Otherwise, this motherfucker gonna break your arm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I was,
the problem. Motherfuckers be just ready to just, you know, run a battle of wills. Like, nah, just let them cuff.
They say that's why when a drunk person in a car accident, they usually ain't hurt as bad as the other person because they intoxicated, their body so limp that, you know what I mean, they ain't tensing up or nothing.
By the way, I hope you got me on camera.
I'm gonna back up. Don't touch me.
I hope you got me on camera.
Yeah, you scared too.
I hope you got this on camera. Yeah, you need to back up. You need to back up, mister. You need to back up. You need to back up. You need You need to back up. That's a female. That's a female. Hope your camera's on. That's a female. That's a female. That's a female.
Don't let them distract you from taking the camera off the person they got on the ground, though. Don't never fall for that shit.
Exactly.
They'll do that. They'll try to separate that camera and have you. You know what I mean?
You know exactly who you are. You probably just graduated from high school.
You're scared. You're not from around.
You're nervous. That's crazy. I just told him when he got out the water with the other dyke girls. They antagonize dyke girls, not guys. They don't antagonize guys. Y'all antagonize dyke girls. 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 Girls.
So, whenever you're putting in your application, you have to, exaggerate the numbers a little bit.
Oh, exaggerate the numbers a little bit.
That's why your ass got arrested.
What you're going to do is you're going to put that you at least make at least 60.
Her students called on her and told on her.
Damn.
Now, this man destroyed a dental surgery after believing the staff had implanted a microchip inside of his wife's tooth. To listen to him. He thought they turned his wife into a snitch. So he told the whole goddamn dental office.
She helping?
Yeah.
So she thought so too?
She thought so too. So.
All that, did you get the mic out of her tooth?
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I just think that's interesting. They really believed it.
Yeah.
And it might, I don't know.
Where's the money? Where's the I
like
worked
Bernie.
too hard.
Right.
Where is my money?
Anybody want to know what I would do if I didn't win?
That was interesting. Yeah, the women who tore up the New York City restaurant because the sauce was $1.75.
That just became some expensive ass sauce.
It got real ugly. From Bell Fries to Bell Money. Call the Lord. For sauce, they turned the restaurant to the Sauce Awards. Are they wrong in this situation? Or nah, this the cause of inflation? Is the restaurant causing this fault? Or is these young ladies lost in the sauce? Restaurants do be bugging respect. They act like the sauce come out they check. But these girls did overreact, y'all. Sis in a skirt through a mean fastball. Bro, that's a pitch. Next restaurant cheap with the sauce, I know who to get. Like,
I mean, but
she better not never go to Popeyes.
Right.
Dude finna whoop him with a loaf of bread.
Hell yeah. Look at that shit. Now where they song at? They gonna get a song? Where they song at?
Look at this dude though. He like shit.
Motherfucker just eating this shit. Look at that.
Hey, that's me. He's sitting there eating my shit. Look at these fools. Y'all want a reaction out of him? All you gotta do is bump his plate. You bump his plate, and everybody in this motherfucker gonna die.
Like, man, if you knock my fucking food off, I'm killing everybody.
So normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore.
You might want to sit down for this one. So everything in our lives is interconnected and it's made to work against you. Let me explain. In school, you're only prepared for the next grade level until finally you're encouraged to go to college, which we all know is ridiculously expensive. You graduate and get a job, only your salary has not increased with inflation and living expenses since 1964. Our own food is making us sick because there are so few regulations, which makes us reliant on a for-profit healthcare. Doctors in the United States have almost no nutritional training despite the fact that food and other natural remedies have been the longest standing treatment for disease. And that's because a sick patient is a profitable patient. Major corporations spend billions of dollars every year to hire market psychologists so that they can make sure that their advertisements impact you. To top it all off, the financial literacy in the United States is dangerously low. So if you're not taught otherwise, how do you get out?
What you believe is what you believe, but I want you to notice what the police are not doing.
Close the door. All them Proud Boys got mad.
Hey, close the door. Back up. Back up.
Where's the little girl?
Where's the little
Where
girl?
is she? The little girl.
Where's the little girl? You know what we're talking about. Where's the little girl?
I don't know.
Where's the little girl? Hurry up. Yeah. Show us the little girl.
I don't know any little girl.
Whoa. Where's the little girl?
What are you talking about?
Where's the little girl?
I don't know. Where is she?
Man, if you don't get him that little girl.
Time. I don't know.
There's the little girl.
Now, the second to last clip was the Proud Boys had got upset because there was a drag show that was coming to their area, to this town. So it was the Proud Boys of that town were upset that there was a drag show being advertised. So the police were there to protect the building. They were there to stop them from doing any hate crime type of stuff. As you saw, they stood by as the Proud Boys ran in, and the people who owned the shop were just dousing the people who were running in with pepper spray.
Like, move over, police. We got this.
Because the police weren't going to stand there and block them from coming in. They weren't telling them to go home either. So they were just walking around, and just as soon as they were coming up, and these guys are literally running up and throwing bricks at the glass. They're throwing things into the building, and the people inside are the ones just defending them off. So the police are basically there just to make sure that
it go down.
And if they're told to arrest somebody and they have to, then they will. But they're not going to stop or protect anybody from anything or any of that shit. They were just there. And as you saw, when the Proud Boys were running up, they got doused with pepper spray, and so did the cops that were standing by watching. So everybody had to move from the door. Because it just wasn't, there was no help. None. If you're not going to protect us, you're part of the problem. Fuck it. Shh, you get it too. And that's how it went down. And we're heading into that plateau of this country thinking that it's untouchable. Thinking that nothing could go wrong. We have two big, huge, unstable crises heading towards us. Can't even say two. It's mainly one. Because it will most likely fraction out into all kinds of other things that will transpire and probably cause more irreparable damage. But most specifically and most importantly, one in particular crisis just over the horizon. As a matter of fact, if you could you play video number 19 for me?
That's a great question. Let me think how I want to answer this.
It's yes or no.
Let's get to that money, 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 let's get.
So, what you have and what they showed was America. And if you could play just 19, but just pause it.
That's what I'm doing.
That's a great
All right,
question.
just
Let me
pause it
think
right
how.
there. Now, what you have is a picture of America. And what you have to realize here is this isn't just America. This is America and what they believe the next 100 years is going to look like. I don't know if this is something that you have hanging up. Maybe you got a map picture in your fucking office or you keep one as a screensaver. I don't know. But when you're looking at this map, maybe you haven't noticed how different it looks. Because when you're looking at this map, you're seeing that a lot of the countries in America are actually not there anymore. And what you see is that it's only water. That's because they believe within the next 100 years, this will be the new America. Now I see Wisconsin. I don't see Michigan.
Lucky us.
I damn sure don't see Illinois. Shout out to my man Sayer. Shout out to you too, Pepsi. I see some of Texas, but not all of it. I do not see Kentucky. I do not see Tennessee. I do not see Missouri. I see Iowa. I see Minnesota. I do not see Las Vegas. Or I see it, but it's right on the coast. I see Virginia as an island. I see not too much of anything else. But this is what they believe. This is what they believe that will happen with climate change within the next 100 years. But instead of combating this, you know what we're doing?
Shape-shifting.
No. Go to video number 20. Here's what we're doing. This is what our American president is doing right here.
Here we go. Said 20, right?
Mm.
Get to that money, let's 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 get
$1.7 billion to support health care and their essential workers in their time of crisis.
That's what the people wanted.
Is it what the people wanted, or is that what some people wanted? Important people wanted. Because I've seen more people talk about Omarion eating watermelon than I have about them seeing our Ukraine. People forgot Ukraine is still getting bombed.
Allegedly.
See? Now it's allegedly. We've shown videos of it getting bombed. We watch it. We see it. It's a part. You can hashtag it, and they'll have like their own fucking follow page of watching things in Ukraine get blown up. And yet we've moved on and said, you know what? Allegedly, it could be deep faked. The real news is, who did Donald Trump endorse? That's what they want to fucking talk about. That's what the people care about. But somehow, some way, this money for some reason gets allocated to go into other things, and it makes me wonder: is it really being sent there? Is that just what people are being told, just so they can shut the fuck up? Because I find it very convenient, but yet there's validation for it, for them to send $1.7 billion. But I just don't believe it's for no fucking health care or none of that other shit. You're sending $1.7 billion to represent their health care and essential workers. So you're paying $7 billion to the Ukraine government specifically for that. Or you're paying those people to stay there and fight this war, and saying, look, we'll give you $1.7 billion. You figure out what you're gonna do with it, pay your citizens that's left, and then what you do, you buy some Apache Warhawk Tomahawk choppers. A whole fleet of them. I know a guy, okay? But I ain't got no money. I'm gonna front you the bill, okay? Call my guy, tell him you need 7 Warhawk Tomahawks. Tomahawks. Make sure they have the Kung Fu grip action. Then I'll take the rest. You're gonna buy some Mercs. Okay? Then you're not gonna pay them the money. Okay? You're just gonna call them. Because you're gonna take this money and you're gonna buy some perks. Because the perks work for Mercs. All that shit that happens, all this money and funds being switched around and changed and everything. And I know some people will be out there, well, you know, did they spend $1.7 billion on our essential workers? Nah, we're in-house. We're cheaper that way. You know what they did? They made toilet tissue go down a couple bucks. Yeah. They got to blur the lines by decreasing a few things for a while. And yes, they did send the stimulus out, and they did send it out there. But a lot of that money they just had to get rid of. So, of course, they paid to essential businesses that they thought had their best interests in heart. The rest, they used as bait and hooks for PPP loans. Just like everybody else did. That's how they spent their summer. Now, they're telling Ukraine, hey, you can do the same thing. If you know the right people, you go on IG, you can take that $1.7 billion and you give it to somebody on IG, and they'll flip it on Cash App for you. You come back with
$10
with Godzilla change,
a whole $10 bill.
You come back with 10 million in space coins. Space coins, yeah, that's the next highest level. Space cash.
Pop up.
But
I don't know why people hate those things.
Because they're flying next to their buildings.
I love that solidifies like the official summer to me. Oh, a few years back, it always meant when you heard the planes, you knew that Summerfest around the corner. Now, obviously, it's after Summerfest. But growing up, it was always like you hear the Blue Angels, you know, all right, summer's in full effect now. August is around the corner, or we're in August.
See, for me, the Blue Angels, I always know they got the great tricks and everything like that. But this year, like I was telling Sayer, it's a little different. Because these Blue Angels act like they don't give a fuck. They flying right next to the buildings down here. They're just flying through. They flew through downtown, and they literally flew right next to the goddamn Hilton.
Max was so scared he fucking threw up.
I bet.
He was on the fucking bed just shaking like.
He
looked like, you know, that meme of the dog standing in the window?
Yeah.
Like, bitch, they just repoed your car, or I just bit the neighbor. He was there just looking, and now you hear, and I was like, you fucking scary bastard.
Max is amazing. He's a dog that's brave until he has to be.
Right.
Until he has to be. Once he has to be, he pukes all over the place. Pukes and shits. Pukes and shits and gives away your position. All at the same time. You know, looking at that map, I'm looking at a lot of those places. I have family there. And I see places like Arizona, not in there. Nevada, gone. California, you know, damn near broke off. You know, you see places like Wyoming and Kentucky, Kansas, Texas, and Chicago, like Illinois, you know, Alabama, you know, all these places just underwater. But New Orleans makes it for some fucking reason. I don't understand it.
Levee
you
water?
can flood this shit, and yet it just never sinks. Never fucking sinks. Doesn't matter that it's swamp. Doesn't matter that damn near the almost the entirety of America's sewage damn near drops off right there at the boot. Doesn't even matter. The shit somehow shields them from ever flooding and dying.
It's because they got the
as a
Benjamin
whole.
Button.
It's amazing. That town is magical. It's more than just the beignets and jazz and twerking. There's powers in that place. It won't sink. It won't sink. Kansas, they're fucked. They're fucked. That means fucking Kevin Costner can't save you.
Oh, yeah.
He can't save you.
Kevin Costner can't save you. You're fucked.
You're fucked. You're fucked. The waterman will not help you. He'll have a jet ski and say, "I'm only taking her."
Right.
Pick a random ass chick from Omaha. Like, you fucking prick! I'm going out there. He's the only merman with that type of accent. You know what I love?
He should have been. He should have been the water god instead of Willem Dafoe in Aquaman.
No. Kevin Costner should have been the Last Samurai. He should have taken Tom Cruise's place. Tom Cruise had he had too much respect for that role, and that's why that role was amazing, but yet he was never nominated for it because he had too much respect and dignity for it. Kevin Costner, on the other hand, you believe him as a Confederate soldier that would just pop up and just end up in fucking Japan talking about, I think I'll have the sushi.
Deep fried.
Deep fried. You got any barbecue sauce to go with this, or some
tartar sauce?
Some baked beans. You got any Boston baked beans and tartar sauce to go with this? I'm gonna fight for my Umaguashi clan. I'm gonna ride past on this here colty horse, and I'm gonna come through with a uranagi. You sound like fucking King of the Hill.
I'm gonna introduce him to baseball.
We took a feudal Japan sword, and I introduced him to a propane tank where we cut the end off and we made bullets. Horse bullets. I taught them baseball. It's fucking terrible. That movie, it changes all complexion right there. Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner, if you really want Avatar 2 to make $1 trillion, which is like just a notch billion right over fucking the last one. If you really want to see Avatar 2 make $1 trillion, Kevin Costner. I'm telling you. Just the audacity of casting him would make people go see it. It would just make people go see it. Because you have all these fucking people talking in this language, and out of nowhere, he just rises up as blue person. I'm going to talk to Gaia, and I'm going to go over there. I'm going to fly on the Epiglottis pterodactyl wheel.
It's a horse.
It's a horse with wings. I'm going to fly up there, and I'm going to command the sky gods.
A majestic steed.
With my majestic steed to let us go. Because we people, we deserve to be blue and proud of it.
All right.
And they're all just going to roar.
All right.
He's like, all right. He's going to put on this fucking Chicago Red Sox Boston Red Sox hat. All right. Let's do this. What the fuck are we watching? Don't matter. Kevin Costner Americanizes everything. Everything. Because they could just drop his ass in any time period piece. And we're just supposed to believe he's there for a reason. It's just meant that way.
They're redoing the Malcolm X story featuring Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
As Malcolm X.
He's a dangerous man.
As Malcolm X.
Betty. He just shows up in the fucking suit looking sharp and dapper as hell. Assalamu alaikum. Malaikum salam. All right. There are no niggers here. Only strong black men with strong black wives here to make examples out of the white trash that demeans us. I got a question. It's just a question. Like, there'll be plenty of people just sitting there just in the fucking theaters just shocked. But yet, be a line around the corner to see that shit.
Oh, yeah. Wins all the awards.
Spike Lee will be right there. Like, you know what? I thought it would be worse. I imagined worse. I really did. I imagined worse.
Is it the shoes? Oh, shit.
You know, for all dramatic purposes and all extensive purposes, whether we joke and kid or not, this is a place of truth. And on days like today, we warn you because we care. You know, we don't just look for clickbait stuff and bring it on here to make fun of people. We also look for shit that, you know, could have real serious implications on our everyday life. There's an art form to it, a method to the madness, so to speak. And when we're presenting things, it's real. It comes from real science, real fucking geologists that sit there and fucking astrologists that craft these things and put these clips together, and people who follow these people who, you know, put these clips together and share and feel passionate about the stuff that we're sharing on here. And we encourage you guys, whenever you come across stuff like that, whenever you're creating things like that, please, by all means, send it in, post it on the Method Lab chat group, and allow us to, you know, to bask in it, you know, inform the people that are there. Because that's what it's there for. It's there for all of that. So if you're a content creator, you're someone that's creating, you know, videos and clips like that, stuff like we share on the show, by all means, post them on the Method Lab chat group or send it in to the messenger. And, you know, we accept them for consideration. Now, don't get in there and get all fucking wild with it and start doing, you know, goofy shit. Don't be fucking trying to perform exorcisms and shit and showing us that shit. We don't need to see that. We're not interested in your...
Keep that shit at your mom's house.
We're not interested in your fucking makeshift Tupperware fucking your fucking Kroger store exorcism shits. We know you're not professionals, and we don't want no parts of it. We do not want any. We don't want any, as far as like of that stuff that that's just inappropriate just to be inappropriate. Send that shit to Gio. Gio likes that shit. I don't need that shit. Send all your fucking fetishes shits to him. Send it to that guy.
I don't know. We'll try it out though. But if I don't like it, I'll send it over to Zaire.
Right. We'll just keep sending it down.
We'll just keep
sending it down.
Put it on the phone.
Somebody will like it. Somebody will like it. But it has been great to be sitting here on this show. It's been great to do a Conspiracy History Thursday. I love it. I love being able to share what we share. And I wanted to leave you guys with a little something. So, like I said, make sure you're putting into your calendars this Saturday for the car wash fundraiser.
Yes.
I know we had the flyer up and everything, but as you can see, Gio's holding the physical flyer up to the camera. So make sure you put that into your schedule because it's this Saturday. Bring the family out from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. But we're going to end it with these clips here, validating more stuff here for the Thursday, and also just some final thoughts for you guys, some things to consider going out of this Thursday. Don't say you didn't learn nothing because we showed you too much. But we got to go. It has been a hell of a day, and as you see, the Blue Angels are still out, and we want to enjoy them as much as possible. Plus, you got to still do stuff to pay the bills. So, if you would, give them videos 21 through 24.
All right. And make sure you stay tuned after this for OG Gotti and Fire in the Streets here on HiddenHeartRadio.com. Catch y'all 21 through 24.
Yep.
All right.
See y'all.
See y'all mañana, Friday. Later, y'all.
I'm finna tell y'all 5 facts about space that you probably didn't fucking know. For one, ain't shit in space close together. None of that shit is close together. It look like it's close together, but it's not. Everything in outer space is far as fuck apart. Space has voids that stretch easily from 30 to 300 million light years across, meaning that if you were to cross that motherfucker from one side to the other, moving at the speed of light, it would still take you 30 to 300 million years to get to the other side. Number 2, sound does not travel in space at all. A fucking star could blow up a couple light years away from you and you wouldn't even know about it until a fucking wave of hot radiation melts your ass instantly. Number 3, we are small as a bitch. The fastest we have ever been able to travel is like, 45,000 miles an hour? Somewhere around them numbers. The size and distance comparisons in space are out of this fucking world. The next closest galaxy to us would take 2 million years to get to at the speed of light. And we cannot even go that fast right now. Number 4, bitch, space is empty. But it's not empty, but it's empty as hell. Imagine just floating through a place that's so fucking dark you can't see your hand in front of your shit. There is no fucking sound whatsoever. And at any moment, a rock moving through space at tens of thousands of miles an hour the size of a grain of sand could blow through your body and put a hole in you the size of your fucking head. Yeah. Space scary as fuck. And last but not least, space has some of the most destructive explosions you will ever fucking know about. When a star goes supernova, the force generated can be about 10 to the 44th power megatons. That's 10 with 44 zeros behind it. That's an explosion with more power than the entire sun has put out in 10 billion years of living. We thought we did something when we went to the moon. We ain't ready for the shit that's out here.
Husbands watch the birth of their children?
I believe so, yes.
Why do you say that?
Well, I think that a woman goes through quite a lot of pain. She's going through this jointly for her husband and also herself, and A normal procedure in the past has been for husbands to take the notice of this. I think that all problems in a married life should be shared equally. Therefore, the husband should be there.
Don't you think it would strengthen the family ties and bonds, perhaps, this experience?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think he's right. I think a woman should have privacy at that stage.
It's a nice thing for a man to see his child come into the world, and I think it's okay.
Have you any children yourself?
Oh, I've had 4. They're all grown up now.
And you wouldn't have valued the experience of having your husband present?
No, certainly not.
Yeah.